Hello everyone, this is Devabrata once again, and today I'm planning to take another important property of Java, that is encapsulation. So I'll not be mentioning the important links, everything will be given in the detail section of the video. Just check it out. If not, just let me know in the comment section. So we have already covered as a prerequisite of this class, I can mention class and object, the basic concept of class and object is needed, and the inheritance property will also be needed. A few of those properties. So today is a third topic I'm trying to take on. So alongside of this encapsulation, I will also discuss few important interview questions like access specifiers, subclass, non-subclass approach, abstraction and encapsulation, obviously. So obviously it is favorite in the Viva round, in the exams, in the interview rounds itself. So obviously no one is going to check how much you can memorize in the interview round. They will be only checking if your concept is clear or not. So we will be focusing more on the concepts rather than the syntax. Okay. So what it does exactly encapsulation means. So we will take those parts only. Okay. So if I directly jump into the topic, so today I'll be sharing only 4 or 5 topics, including the exercise. So let's start with the topic one. What is abstraction? Abstraction is obviously, apart from the definitions, abstraction is something like it is a property of Java, or you can say it is a property of object-oriented programming, which tells you, which hides the complexity of some implementation. To the user, it will be only a method will be exposed. So nothing details will be shared. It will be simply like how, means it is simply like what you are doing. It is not how you are doing. You do not need to know. You do not need to know how the things are happening. You just need to know what is happening. Okay. So it is something like if you are driving a car, a four-wheeler, and you are holding the steering. So it is, you just need to know if you rotate the steering in the rightwards, so the car will move into the right. If you move it into the left side, so the car will be moving into the left. So it is, that's all. Now, how it is happening, you do not need to know. So what is going in the bonnet, what is going inside the engine, how these things are happening, how the wheel is connected to the steering, you do not need to know. And that is something being called as an abstraction. Hiding the details, only expose the things you that is needed to work with. Like in AC, suppose you have the air conditioning in your home and you want to increase the temperature. If you are clicking on the plus, if you are looking for decreasing the temperature, you are just clicking on minus. So for you, for the user, it is that much simple that for increasing temperature I have to click on plus, for decreasing temperature I have to click on minus. That's the only information you have to have. Other than that, how it is happening, is that really that simple? It can be controlled by remote? No. It has a full separate engine that is hanging outside of your house. So many manipulation, many mechanisms are happening at the behind. So you do not need to know all those things. So it is that simple in front of you, like clicking a button. That's all. It is same happening in your laptop as well. When you are moving the cursor using your mouse or using your touchpad, it is that simple. But you never come to know what is the contribution of the CPU box or your processor has to do all those mechanisms. We think everything is done by mouse and keyboard, and it is, we are able to operate the computer, but it is not. Many things are involved from the back end. So for us, we are just clicking on the keyboards and we are just rotating the mouse. That's all. That simple it is. And we are thinking that all the works are happening automatically. So that concept is being called a abstraction. Abstraction means what you have to do. How it is happening, you do not need to know. Okay, so that is called abstraction. Same we have done in the banking project as well. If I go to the banking project, we have already done in the first class. So I have already told, if you are new to this chapter, you at least you have to have some concept of class and object and inheritance. So let me open, if you are new to this class, or if you forget the previous one. So it is a bank class bank. Probably we do not need java.util star as well. So it is something like int b, we have a balance variable, and we can declare three functions. First one is balance inquiry to check your balance. Second one is submit something and it will be added to your balance. And third one is the withdraw. It will first check if it is under the amount you want to withdraw, it is under your balance or not. If it is under your balance, it is simply debited from your account, and if not, it will just show insufficient balance. Like if you have 10,000 amount in your bank and you like to withdraw 20,000, so obviously it will say insufficient balance. So x, the value of x has to be lesser than equals to b, and that was our first class that we have created in this theoretical journey. But yeah, if you are new, I think you are able to understand what I'm trying to do. Just one variable I'm dealing with and three functions. So for user do not need to know what is happening inside. For user, they will just create an account like this. I'm using Blue Java. You can use any software, any compiler at your end, but in Blue Java, we can see something like this. Suppose I am the user and you can see this red color object. So here, this is my account and this is being called as an object. So if I check my balance, it will be shown as 0. Now I want to submit something. I want to submit 5,000 rupees or 5,000 euros or $5,000, whatever you can imagine. So it has been inserted and now I want to check the balance. So balance will become 5,000. So for me, there is only, if I am the user, for me, I have only the three options: balance inquiry, submit, and withdraw. If I think I can make the variable, I can make the balance at like 1 crore, I cannot do that. You might say like, okay, click on submit, but obviously the submit button thing will be active only when I will give some cash and they will compare. And if the comparison is correct, then only this button will be working. Okay, so otherwise it will not be working, something like that. So we do not have any access on the variable directly. We are just accessing the function, and that approach is basically called an abstraction. So no variable will be exposed, only the function will be exposed, and function will be giving a hint like what you need to do. How they are going to implement that, you do not need to know. So if I click on withdraw and if I say like, okay, I want to withdraw 2,000, so it will be saying like amount 2,000 is debited from your account. So now if I check the balance, it should be somewhere 3,000. Let me show you. Yeah, it is saying your balance is 3,000. Okay, so you can see the function is doing everything, but obviously the function are not going to show me how it is happening. So what is happening, that I have a clear idea. If I want to submit something, I have to click on submit. If I want to withdraw something, I have to click on withdraw. If I want to see the balance, I have to click on balance inquiry. So what I'm doing, that I'm clear of. But how it is happening at the background, suppose if I am the user, obviously to the user, these details will never be exposed. So to user, they only know what is happening. How it is happening, they will not going to have the information. And that is being called as an abstraction. And I have already shown that with the banking example. So now the question might come, what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is something here in this format. Obviously, the functions are exposed. No one is going to check the B balance. But if you want, you can access this balance variable as well. So if I check something, if I write another function, another class, suppose bank demo, something like that. If I try to write this program, public static void main logs, suppose I can write something like this, and just simply if I create an object of bank, object like Guha, new bank, and if I can obviously I can click on obj.submit whatever I have done, obj.submit 10,000 or 5,000 rupees I have submitted. I can write this type of program, obj. Means in a written format, but though it is not a suggested way, but still I can do that. I can withdraw 2,000 rupees that I have just done, and after that, okay, not it is object, it is Guha, suppose. The name of the object I have given Guha. And here I can write Guha dot suppose balance inquiry. So that we have already done few minutes back, and that we have done manually, but here it is being done in a written way. So written way is not preferred because these steps will be so dynamic. So we cannot write that in prior. It will depend on the user itself. User might think to withdraw 4,000. User might think to withdraw means 3,000. So it totally depends on him or her. You cannot predict it early. So this written way is not preferred. But still, if I'm going to write this way, this way will also work. Let me show you. If I run void main string up is the main function, it is saying 5,000 is credited. After that, 2,000 is debited from your account, something like that. And after that, your balance is 3,000. So all these things are good. Then what is encapsulation now? In abstraction, you can, if you want, you can access the variable inside. What I'm trying to mean, you can access guha.b if you know somehow, if you know the name of the variable used inside, or you can guess as well. You can put A, you can put B, you can put ABC, you can put balance, you can put any name, and suddenly you come to know there is a variable called guha.b. So if you can get the access of this variable somehow, just try to understand the meaning practically. It is not like we are knowing things theoretically. Theoretical definition you will get everywhere. But if you really want to understand what does it mean, apart from all those theory, means in with the help of a code. So that is the exact difference. In Google, if you search the difference between abstraction and encapsulation, you will get many lines written over that. But this is one of the practical examples. You can see 3,000 I can print. So that means I have the access of this variable B. So if I have the access of this variable B, I will not follow any written process. Means I will not follow anything written like submit. So whatever is written in submit, it can be it might be complicated in the banking system. Obviously, they have to validate if the currencies I am giving, if that is matching with the value I am providing. Obviously, I cannot submit, I cannot run I want to submit 1 crore rupees. Obviously, I have to pay for that. They will be counting the monies. If that match, then only my balance will be incremented by 1 crore. But here, if I get the access, I can put any value. I can put any value to my balance. And after that, if I check Guha.balance inquiry, it will show that much of amount. So just the task is to guess the variable inside. If I can get the variable inside, I can increment or decrement as per my wish. Obviously, no one is going to decrement their values. Everyone will be trying to put something like some bigger numbers, billions of dollars or billions of euros, something like that. And you can see I have successfully modified the balance variable. So that should not be accepted. So encapsulation is saying, encapsulation is something like an capsule. You can imagine that with a capsule. So if I show you what a capsule does, capsule hide all the ingredients inside. So just you need to swallow that capsule in the medicine world. So all the ingredients will be mixed inside that. But for you, it is a capsule. You just need to eat it. That's all. You do not need to know what is there inside and what are the composition and how it is working. Here as well, in your encapsulation as well, you do not need to know the inner line variables. So what I will do, I will just write private int b. So that is being called an access specifier. And obviously today I will spend some time with the access specifier. And if I do that, if I compile, obviously you can see there is an error. You cannot access that variable b from outside. So the only option you have to use these functions only. You cannot use the variable directly, and that is something unauthorized. So encapsulation is something means encapsulation means abstraction, obviously, because everything, the details, the complicated details will be hidden, and plus data hiding. You cannot expose the data, and data hiding can be done by access specifier. So everything is linked actually. I'll be discussing on all the topics, data hiding. So now, and okay, I think the idea is clear in what is the difference between encapsulation and the abstraction. So now it might be asked like, if anyone suppose wants to handle the variable of a class. In this project, obviously, it is not recommended. But in some other project, if anyone wants to handle this variable, suppose if you want to print the variable only, I'm saying like, okay, I'm not going to change anything in guha.b. I'm just willing to print that value. So what will be the solution? So obviously, you can do that using the function itself. Why do you need the access in the variable? If you want to print, simply write balance a function called balance inquiry. Balance inquiry is also printing the variable b. It is doing just only the printing the variable. I'm not giving the direct access to the balance variable. Rather, I am providing one function. If you need, you can print it with this. If I take any other class, suppose let me take any other class, a simple class, let me take, I can define something called variable, means balance inquiry kind of method. Generally, these methods are being called as a, let me take one name like test. So I can write something class test. And here I can write int b. If you want to access this variable b, you can simply write a function like balance inquiry, but I will give some name like getx. Get b, suppose the variable name is get b. So if anyone want to get the information stored inside b, means or the value stored inside b, simply print it. It is similar to balance inquiry. In balance inquiry as well, I'm printing the value of the variable b. I'm doing the same. But now if anyone's saying like, okay, I need to assign something inside the variable, like I want to assign 1 lakh or something like that, 1 million. So what needs to do? In that case, if it is legal, if you are going through all the correct process, so obviously there will be someone to measure in the bank, but if you are going through a correct way, you can do something like set b, and you can put some value like index. And if everything is good, then you can write b equals to x. Though if it is allowed to modify the variable directly, but still I cannot give the direct access to the variable. If you want, use setB function, and if you want to print the value, use getB function. But I'm not going to give the direct access of this variable, and for that I have defined private. In few minutes, I'll be showing you what private means. But yeah, that is something by which, as the name suggests, we can make the value private. So that is the thing. So now, if I want to put something here, if I want to put something here, so suppose I can define something test obj new test. And if I want to get the value of the balance variable, so just write obj.getB. It is similar to printing the variable, but why should I give the access to the variable? If you want the value to be printed, I'm providing you the correct step. Just write obj.getB. If you want to assign something, why you are looking for an access like this, obj.x will be something. I cannot give you the access on the directly on that variable. If you still need, run with set b 1 lakh something. So now again, if I print obj.getB, it will just print the value. So I'm not anyhow going to give the access to my variable. If you need, you can call the corresponding functions, but I cannot give you the direct access. You can see first it was 0, and after that on the second run it was something 1 lakh or something like that. Okay, got it. So these methods are famous with the name like get method and set method, and believe me, it has nothing. When I was a student, I always keep thinking like, what is the get method and set method? I never come to any conclusion. But after that, I come to know it is just to print some value of a variable and just to assign a value to a variable. That's all. So here we are just printing, and here we are just assigning the value. But still, I can assign the value as per your wish, but I cannot give the access of this balance variable. Anyhow, I'm not giving the access. You cannot access obj.b somehow here. And that's why I have restricted that. And that is called encapsulation, and encapsulation is a mixture of data hiding and abstraction. And you got the idea what is the get and set method. You can access the variable in the via process. You cannot do that directly. All right, if you are not convinced or if you have some doubts, just let me know in the comment section. Some moderator is surely going to reply you by one day. So topic 2, different way to access a class. So we have different way to access a class. First is non-subclass way. Let me define a small class. Let me delete all these things. So let me define a variable called int w. And I can print that methods as well. Okay, let me put those methods as well. Let me put those methods as well, only get b or something. Or only let me give a name like myth. And I can write high b, something like that. It is a very easy process. You do not need to remember much. Or I have seen people are giving many tough examples to the user, to the interviewer, to the means to the teacher in the class. But it is that much of simple, believe me. In a non-subclass way, you have to define an object, and after that, just call obj dot method. That will be enough. And if I compile, it will run. So it is a different class. My intention is to print the method. So it will be just that simple. It will be writing obj.myth and it will print I0. Let me show you how it behaves. And this process is being called as a non-subclass method. I'm showing you. You can see my purpose is to print I0 and it is being printed. Now, what is the another way to print this I0, the balance variable as well? So obviously it is subclass way. Subclass means we have just learned the last class. It is a part of inheritance. So if you do not want to create an object, you can simply close this thing and you can simply write. Okay, first you need to simply extend something like extends test and you can simply call it like you can simply call the method. That's all. But here it will not be executed. So we can do something like we can define a simple method like void, what can I say? Execute method, something like that. So I can call myth from inside, from this test demo. So if I compile, it is compiled. So let me first create an object of test demo. So like obj something. And of this test demo class, I can call void execute. You can see I0. So here it is two way. In subclass way, I can simply create the object of test. So non-subclass way, I can create the object of test. And in subclass way, I can just extend test. So again, I'm showing if it is a non-subclass way, we have to create object. Just run this part and your code will be executed simply. You can see. Okay, sorry, just let me do one more modification. I will not going to extend. I will just create the object and I will just create the object and I will just call obj.myth. That is non-subclass way. If I write the summary, non-subclass way is something by which I can create the object. Means I can access via object. And subclass way is something by which I can access via inheritance. Okay, so here I'm accessing the method using obj, and that is non-subclass way. And if I want to access this using without using this object, we will directly inherit and we can call myth directly. So this is two way. So one is subclass way, another one is non-subclass way. Okay, so non-subclass way is more famous than the subclass way. Every time we used to create the object, that's why non-subclass way is more important and more famous, I will say. Okay, so that is our topic 2. Very simple, small topics. So topic 3, what is package? So now, suppose if you want to access something, okay, let me go to our bank program. That was something very strong. So here we have a bank program and we do not want to keep this bank program in this place. So what I need to do? First, it is not recommended that bank demo class and bank class will be in a similar file. You can segregate them as well. Let me cut and let me paste a separate file for bank. Let me create a file for bank and let me paste the code inside. If I compile, so either I can keep both the files together or I can keep them separate as well. So if I compile, it can create an object from the bank class, but bank class is not present in this file. It is possible that it is present somewhere else. And if I check, you can see a connection is being created because from the bank demo class, I am creating the object of bank. And that's why that line is being created in Blue Java. So now if I run, so that means the actual class can be any other place other than that file itself. So we are keeping the program, bank program in some different file. So now if I want, I can create a package as well. So just you need to right click and click on new package. New package, I'll be creating the package like, what can I write? Suppose Guha package, or I can write important codes. Imp codes. Yes, I can write something or important folder. If I create OK, important package will be created. So package means nothing but the folder. If I show you, let me check where exactly these files are being created. C Java code, Java program. If I go to that place, C Java code, Java programs, you can see a new folder is being created. So if I go to desktop, no, not desktop, this PC, C, and if I go to Java codes, and if I go to Java program, you can see one extra folder has been created. This folder actually I have deleted, but created earlier, but yeah, this is the folder it is created. And the name of this folder is imp. So you can see I have also created that imp. So now inside the bank, if you just write one sentence at the top, you just need to write one sentence like package, suppose imp. If I give semicolon and if I compile, if I write this sentence package imp or package any package name, so it will be asking you, if you can read this line, it will be asking you like, okay, it is trying to move that file into some different folder. Whenever you give the confirmation like yes, move, this bank file come to this folder or this package, you can see. So it is inside that package. So now my task will be just to make everything public. Why public? That I'll be discussing in the next part. But everything should be public except that variable. The variable can be private itself. So other than that, everything I'm creating as public just to get the access. So you can see the file is in some different part, in some different place, in some different folder, but still I can access that being inside this test demo. Test demo is in, or bank demo is in the normal folder, and in an extra folder, bank class is moved, but still I can access that. If I go to the bank demo and if I compile, you can see currently it is giving error because it is not able to find the bank class. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to import the bank class here. So I can write import imp.star. Everything inside imp should be included in this program. So now if I compile, it should be executed. I have just written this line. So the same thing we are doing from the very first class. Now we are able to understand the meaning. Import java.star, java.util.star, we are writing from the very first class. So that means exactly we are fetching everything from the util folder. Here as well, we are fetching everything from the imp folder. Everything means everything including the bank class. And after doing that, this bank folder is giving a successful compilation. Otherwise, it should give some error. So you can see what I have done. So bank class is not now in this file, not now even in this folder. Now it is in some different folder. We just need to import imp.star. Obviously, by few classes, we will be trying to create some class that is equivalent to scanner class. And obviously there will be something called util or imp folder from where we will include everything. So it is normal, like your program will be sitting in some different folder, and you just need to import that, and you just need to use that. We are doing the same here in our bank demo program, and that is being called as a package. Package is nothing but, in common word, package is nothing but a folder. And you can see even in the folder, it is just a inside the folder structure in the C drive, it is just a folder. Imp is a folder, and here under bank class and the necessary files has been created. And bank.java is a file that we have just written. So whatever is there, if you want to hide them under some different folder, you can do that. So in util folder, Java stores all of its functions, all of its classes, like scanner classes, like array list classes, like many more. So everything is hidden inside that package called util. In our case as well, we have created our first package, that is imp, and we pasted our code inside this imp folder. We just need to write package imp at the first line. So it means this function, this class, or this program will be a part of this packaging, or will be part of this code. So always you have to write this at the front. Got it? So now, and this is the idea of package. So in package, we can access a class from a different package or a different folder. Package means just a folder. So now, if I want to show you how we can do that using non-subclass method, so we are already doing that using non-subclass method, because non-subclass method means accessing via object. You can see we are accessing this via object. Okay, so let me access this via object. Let me write something called some normal function. Normal function means, let me access that using void execute, suppose again. Let me give just same program. Let's just let me put it inside a normal function, not like public static void main. So now we have a bank demo class which is trying to access a bank class. Okay, so bank demo is trying to access a bank class. So we do not have any public static void main. So for bank demo, we need to create an object. Let it be like obj. Oh, sorry, some different name I have created. So let me create it like obj or something, anything. You can do it like Guha as well. Now I will just run Guha void.exe, and it will print all those things that I have written. Okay, it is a non-subclass way, you can see I am creating the object of the bank class, and bank class is coming from important folder. Okay, so something like that. But if I do not want to create the object, and if I want to go with the subclass approach, what I need to do, this class bank demo, I have to write something extends bank. And if I just run only Guha, only submit, withdraw, and balance inquiry, I think that will be enough. Let me delete this one. This one is not needed anymore. So yeah, if I compile, you can see it can still extend the bank, because here the same concept like the previous slide. Either you can create an object, or you can simply extend the class. That's all. Only two approach you have. If you create the object, it will be called as a non-subclass. If you extend, then it will be called as a subclass method. That's all. So to access the data members of a class, you can use this. And yeah, we have seen how to access that using non-subclass method and subclass method. It is just same as it is in a different package. We just need to write this line, import imp.start. Only this line you have to introduce. That's all. And everything other will be same. Okay, so now if I come to the topic 4, and that is something important and you need to remember, because it is the access specifiers. And if you check the list of access specifiers in the Google, it will be quite huge. So if I write access specifiers in Java, And you can see, if you check in the images, there are a lots of table involved here. You can see. So people generally try to remember this table, but I am saying, do not remember this table. I will show you how to deal with that. So even when I was a student, I also make a copy of these tables in a paper and I just copied that in the exam. But believe me, if you want to remember many things, your brain will be overloaded. Do not need to remember computer topics. Remember history topics, remember geographical topics, remember science topics, but computer, you do not need to remember those things. Just check everything using practical implementations. Check everything using codes so that you can remember everything easily. So access specifiers are termed as we have already started using that from this class. In the first topic, I guess we have used private. In the last one, we have used public. So now it is a time to understand what are the different access specifiers available and what is the use. So we have 4 different access specifier available. That is private and public, we have seen. From the very first class, we are using the default. Default means if you do not mention anything, that will be called as default. So from the very first class, we are using default, and we have another one called protected. So I'll be showing you how to access them. So before that, I am creating this table, the blank one, same package and different package. Same package means we know from the very starting we are running the programs in the same package. And obviously today we'll be showing you how to deal with the different package. And obviously same class and different class, and under different package, we have only one option called different class, because if you are changing the package, how can it be the same class? Obviously the things should be coming from the different class. And we have 4 types of access specifier: private, default, protected, and public. And now I'll be showing you how it behaves in terms of these different settings. So first, let me create a new program. So suppose there is, what can I say? I can write something in encapsulation. It is a very simple one I will create. So I will create just class encap, that's all. And I will create something called, I will create just 4 variables. Int w equals to suppose 10. Then private, or int, I will create it private int w 10. After that, normal int x as 20. After that, protected x equals to 30. Say, I will be just giving you a simple example. Protected int, sorry, and not x, sorry, it will be y. I have to give some different name. And last one is public z equals to 40. So only 4 variables. I will be showing you how we can access that from different class and different package. So we have only 4 variables, w, x, y, z. So w is private, x is default. We have not mentioned anything. Y is protected and z is public. So first, as per the table suggests, I'll be using that in a same class. Let me show you. Let me put them aside. In encap, I'll be introducing one method called void math, something like that. I'm going to print all those variables one by one. System.out.println w. In the same class, I'm saying, you can see it is under the same class. Method is under the same class. The class name is math. Class name is encap. Inside encap, I'm trying to print this variable under the function math. So let me check if all of them are going to print or not. If I compile, it is compiled successfully. Now let me create a new encap like obj, and let me run it. Void math. You can see 10, 20, 30, 40, everything is being executed. So under same class, obviously under same package, I have not moved this program into some different package. You can see everything is being executed. So if I proceed, you can say private, default, protected, and public. All of them executed successfully under the same class. Now, if I create it in a different class, in a non-subclass way, non-subclass way means we have to create the object. I have already written that. Non-subclass way means via object. So let me put it in a different class. Now, let me copy this out. I'm just copying this. I'm just closing it. Let me compile it. Yeah, now let me define a new class. Let's name it like NCAP demo. I just want to run that. NCAP demo. And in NCAP demo, I just want to paste this method, the same method. So let me write class NCAP demo, and under NCAP demo, I want to define this same method. I have just copied and pasted. So here, obviously, this will not be executed unless I create some object. So let me define some object. Class OB equals to new class. Class OB equals to new the name of that class was NCAP. NCAP OB equals to new NCAP. So now this is the time I can simply write ob.w. So either you have to access it via object or via inheritance. So first let me try to access the NCAP variables using this object. So I have created an object of NCAP class, OB name, and I'm trying to access all of them using ob.w, ob.x, ob.y, ob.z. When I'm trying to compile that, you can see it is giving some error like W has private access in NCAP. So if you are changing the class, if you are trying to access NCAP class from a different class called NCAP demo, everything will run except the private variable. You can see private variable is giving the error. So if it is the non-subclass way, means we are trying to access NCAP class from NCAP demo class, means some in a word from a different class. If I'm trying to access a class members, everything will run except private. We have just seen that. You can try all these things in your Java compiler. Then only you will be able to understand. I'm doing this, you can see. So now I will be trying with a subclass way. What does that suggest? Subclass way. I have written that subclass way means via inheritance. So let me do it quickly. NCAP demo, I'll be extending the NCAP class here. And I do not need the help of any object. And I will simply try to access these variables W, X, Y, and Z. I'll be directly accessing that. So now if I compile, you can see it is same. W has a private access in NCAP. But if I close this one, and if I try to access all other, you can see XYZ is compiled successfully. Even I can run that as well. If I run that NCAP demo, if I new NCAP demo, let me run that, create something like OBJ or something. And if I want to call void math, 20, 30, 40 is being executed. So I can access NCAP class from NCAP demo by inheritance, but we cannot do that for the variable W. You can see if I try to compare with W, it is saying W has a private access. So that means it proves this. If I go with the subclass approach, so private will not be executed, but I can access all other three. So now this is the time to go for a different package. What I will do for this NCAP, I will move this NCAP into some different package. So I will just write package imp. You know how to do that. I will just write package imp at the top. If I compile, it will give me a message like, do you want to move? I said, yes, I want to move that. I want to move it into this package. So you can see NCAP is now under this package. So I just need to do one thing. I need to make the class as public. Soon we will know why I am doing this public. So, but everything else is same. Private int, normal int, protected and public. So let me compile that again, NCAP. Now NCAP is inside that imp folder. Let me close that. Now, if from NCAP demo, I want to access the NCAP, what I need to do? First, obviously, I have to check. Okay, first let me create the object, and after that I will accept. So anyhow, I have to import because encap class is not present anymore here. So I will do like import imp.start. I will import everything from the imp package. So now encap is available. I will create an object like encap ob new encap, and I will try to access all of them. ob.w, ob.x. I will try to access ob.y, and I will try to access ob.z as well. So now if I compile, you can see if I compile, everything is giving the error. Everything. All the subclass and non means here it is the non-subclass way because we are creating the object. I have written that already. Non-subclass means via object. So I have created the object and you can see here I'm not able to where it is. Just let me go again. So here W, X and Y, nothing is being executed. Nothing has the access. Y has a protected access, but still it is not working. So if I go to this approach with the non-subclass way, if I'm creating the object, so nothing has the access. Protected even do not have the access. Private default has no access, even protected has no access, but public has the proper access. But now the last time I will go for a subclass approach, means I will just extend encap and now extends, sorry, the wrong keywords. Yeah. Now I do not need to access it via object. I will do that via inheritance. The same thing I am doing. I'm just trying to check when I will get the access and where. So I am deleting everything. All the OB thing I have deleted. Now if I compile, you can see W and X is not having the access, but Y and Z is having the access. W means it is the private one and it is the default one. So except those two, both protected and public has the proper access. So if I compile, it is working as well. So now we can say in the subclass approach, private doesn't have access, obviously, default doesn't have any access, but protected has the access, and the public, obviously. So I can make a conclusion like for the same class, only private has the access. If you want to access private variables from anywhere else, apart from the same class, it will not going to give you the access. For the default, you will have the access. Default is the first one that we have learned. So default has the access until you are confined in the same package. Until you are confined in the same package. If you change the package, it will never got the access. So today we have learned the package. So today onwards, if I want to access some variable from outside of package, we have to either use protected or public. And that is why when we move to the package files, we give some access specifier like public. Always we have to do that. We have to mention public or protected, but public is safe to use because public is accessible from everywhere, but protected, it can only be accessible if we do the inheritance. If we try to access that with using object, it will never going to work. And public is a access specifier that works everywhere, irrespective of package, irrespective of class, subclass, non-subclass, approach, irrespective of everything. So my request will be, obviously I have explained all those things, but still it will be better for you if you just practice all those things in your compiler. That will be something better. Then you will be able to understand what is happening. So now I think everything is done. Just I have gathered some exercise for you, obviously. So for exercise, it will be like to implement the bank class again, once again, and with some extra features. Today, you have to use a package, and where your bank class will be hidden, it will never be opened in a same package. You can move that bank class into some different package. You can create a package at your end with a proper access specifier where the private will be implemented, like balance will be, all the data members will be with private. And we will today, I'm suggesting you to introduce some new data members like account holders name, balance, password, and account ID. Previously, it was only the balance last time when we created. I have also shown an example of bank class today in our class at the starting, but now it is your responsibility to make it more smarter. you have to introduce more variables and with the proper access specifiers. Proper access specifiers means all the members should be private and all the data members and all the functions should be public. Okay, because from the outside, people should see only the function. If I check the bank class here, you can see all the functions are with public, but the data members, the variable is with private. So you have to make something like that. And you create an improved bank version with the name of the account holder, with the balance, with the passwords, with more things. Okay, so that's the thing I'm looking for. So that is the exercise you have to do. And that's all for the day. We can, it is probably topic 5, I wrongly mentioned at topic 6, but yeah, that doesn't matter. So in case of any doubts, any queries that is not running, just comment below in the comment section. Probably some moderators will be there who will be helping you out, and they will try to reply you by 24 hours. If you are not getting the enough responses from there, just you can send me a mail, or you can discuss that in this Facebook group as well. Someone is going to help you if it is not me, but still I will try my best as well. And if we are doing the offline classes, then it is also okay. We can discuss that there in your class itself. So, but yeah, that's all for the day. Just revise everything we have done gradually, whatever I'm trying to tell you, whatever the message I have trying to convey you. So practice all those things and obviously go through the definitions. If anything that is not matching with my example, the definition lines, anything from any portal, you can read the definition. Even I have created one blog for you as well. You can get the details here. So let me search that quickly. Binary world. You can get that details in the detail section as well. Here I have tried to accumulate all the interview questions as well. So you can just search here in this site coding. I forget Java concepts, I guess the name of that blog. And you can get all the concepts here and as well as the interview questions as well. So you can get all the interview question, like what is encapsulation, what is data abstraction, but still you can read it out. You can memorize it from any of the portals, but any of the definition is not going with my practical things, practical programs. Just let me know. Whatever I have tried to pass the message, if it is not matching with that programs, if the definition is matching, so just let me know. You can read it out from any of the portals. Okay, so that's all for the day. See you again with some new chapter. Just practice all of them. Best of luck for that. Bye for the day.